It's time for a way too early look at 2025 Heisman Trophy candidates. There's plenty of talent returning to college football in 2025, but here are 11 players I think could be in the running for the award. Before we get to those 11, we must preface this by saying that this is recorded before some key players have decided if they're going to return to college or go to the NFL. Those players include quarterbacks like Cade Klubnik, Quinn Ewers, Jalen Milroe, and Kyle McCord, who finished 10th in Heisman voting this year. You also have a player like Dylan Sampson, running back for Tennessee, who could also return to school. All 5 of those players would definitely be candidates for the Heisman Trophy if they return to college. We'll start with the quarterback position. That's the position where 20 of the last 25 winners have been quarterbacks. That's 80% of all Heisman winners in the 21st century. So who are the top quarterbacks to watch in 2025? Well, we'll start with Arch Manning at Texas. He played a little bit in 2024 and now is expected to take over that full-time role in 2025. If he does and performs up to expectations, he could be the highest vote getter in the Manning family, surpassing his granddad Archie, who finished 3rd, his uncle Peyton, who finished 2nd, and his other uncle Eli, who also finished 3rd in Heisman voting. Now we go to Penn State. That's where Drew Aller comes to mind. Aller helped lead the Nittany Lions to the college football playoff before announcing his return back to school. If he puts up similar numbers to last year and continues to have team success with the Nittany Lions, he could land Penn State a Heisman winner. Now we go to LSU. That's where Garrett Nussmeier is looking to join the likes of Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, lifting the Heisman Trophy. Nussmeier finished 2nd in the SEC in passing in 2024, and he could take that next leap in 2025. We'll stay in the SEC for the next 2 quarterbacks on the list. We'll start with Florida freshman quarterback DJ Lagway. He was a freshman in 2024, and now in his sophomore year, he'll look to build off of a season where he went 5-0 as a starter in games that he finished. Next, we go to South Carolina. That's where Lenoris Sellers helped get South Carolina and the Gamecocks on the college football playoff bubble. He could launch himself into Heisman conversation if he has similar success with the Gamecocks. Now we go to a transfer. 6 of the last 8 Heisman winners have been transfers. So who is the top transfer to watch in the 2025 Heisman candidate cycle? Well, right now, that would be John Mateer at Oklahoma. The Washington State transfer threw for over 3,000 yards and 29 touchdowns. Now in the SEC, if he puts up those same numbers and helps Oklahoma build off of a disappointing season, he could be one of the top Heisman candidates. Lastly, we go out west. That's where we look at Dante Moore at Oregon. He could become the 3rd straight Oregon quarterback to finish as a Heisman finalist. Now let's look at the skill positions. We'll start at running back, where running back Jeremiah Love is one of the top returning candidates at his position. Love has a penchant for big plays. What does that mean? That means plenty of Heisman moments could be on the way for him in 2025. When we look at the wide receiver position, there's 2 fantastic freshmen looking to make sophomore leaps. We'll start with Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State, who rewrote the record books for the Buckeyes in 2024. In 2025, he's the only returning Walter Camp Award semifinalist, so he could be in line for a big year. Next, we go to Ryan Williams of Alabama. Like Smith, he was one of the top freshmen in 2024. Both of the receivers were semifinalists for the Biletnikoff in 2024. Williams at Alabama has a penchant for making amazing catches and having great runs after the catch. That could be Heisman-worthy plays in 2025. Last but certainly not least, we go to the defensive side of the ball. Could we have a back-to-back Heisman winner who plays defense? We could, and if we do, my top candidate for that would be Caleb Downs of Ohio State. The safety is a returning finalist for the Chuck Bednarik Award. That's the Defensive Player of the Year. He's also a returning finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award. That's the Defensive Back of the Year. He's the only guy to be a returning finalist for both awards. He is truly electrifying at the safety position. He can make plays when the ball's in the air and make stops in the run game. But what could be his secret in 2025 is him returning punts. He did return a punt against Indiana in 2024. So there you have it, my top 11 candidates for the Heisman Trophy entering 2025. It's early and there's plenty of football to play, but these are all players you should keep an eye out on.